right, so good afternoon, everybody. As discussed, this will be our first meeting for this session or for this module. So our topic for this morning, for this afternoon rather, is Introduction to World Tourism. So as mentioned, this is a prerequisite of your previous subject, which is yung domestic tourism or yung Philippine tourism. Now we will discuss the world tourism. Now, can you please read the learning objectives, Yancy?
Learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, students will be able to recognize the importance and role of international tourism.
Okay, that's it. Thank you very much, Yancy. So, class, these are the learning points that you should be able to acquire at the end of our discussion. Okay, so let's begin. First class is let's define what is world tourism. So in your own understanding, kahit Tagalog or in your own definition, when we say world tourism, anong unang pumapasok sa isip nyo? Anyone who wants to answer, you can raise your hand or I will call names. Okay, ako na lang magtatawag. May I call on... sige, Shane, Isel.
The first thing that comes to my mind po when it is world tourism, ano po, exploring the world po, ganun, knowing different cultures and traditions of the different countries po.
Okay, very good. Perfect. So, thank you, Isel. So, correct. What Isel mentioned is when he heard or he saw the word world tourism, ang unang pumapasok sa kanya is exploring or exploration of different cultures of the world or different countries. So, which is correct. So, world tourism class is another term for global tourism. So, tama si Isel class, when we say world tourism, since global tourism siya, it comprises the different tourist attractions, destinations, cultures of different countries around the world. As simple as that. So, refers to the activity of people traveling to and staying in different uh, countries or regions around the world for leisure, business, and other purposes. So, it involves both international tourism, where visitors travel from their home country to another country. So, ibig sabihin, kung saan kang bansa nakatira, and then lalabas ka ng bansa mo, pupunta ka sa ibang bansa, and dapat ang purpose mo ay mag-travel, for business, for leisure, and other purposes para ma-considered yung activity mo as world tourism or global tourism. Okay? So, moving forward, what are the factors of global tourism? Ano ba yung mga dapat nating isaalang-alang when we are developing or growing the world tourism or the global tourism? Paano ba natin madedevelop or paano ba nag-grow at nag-develop yung different tourist destinations, attractions, and activities in different countries? Ano ba yung mga factors na sinaalang-alang natin in order for those attractions and activities to develop and grow? So, the first one, class, is yung improved transportation. Second is technology. Third one is economic development. Fourth one is cultural exchange, followed by natural attractions, political stability, business travel, marketing, and promotion. So, class, ito yung mga sinasaalang-alang nating factors na naka-incorporate or nakapaloob sa global tourism. Now, isa-isahin natin siya. First class is improve transportation. So, sino dito yung nakasakay na ng eroplano or nakapag-travel na using plane? Okay, si Lander. Lander, can you share with us your experience briefly in terms of traveling using plane?
Ma'am, nung first time ko lang makasakay ng airplano, parang medyo kinakabahan po ako mag-take off kasi po parang yung force po baba po.
Okay. Parang inaano yung bituka mo. Okay. How about your experience? Saan ka pumuntang lugar when you use the plane as mode of transportation?
Hong Kong po.
Okay, Hong Kong. So, what do you think is the benefits or significance of riding a plane going to Hong Kong?
Mabilis po yung transportation, wala pong hassle, wala pong mga Ayun po.
Okay, very good. Perfect. So that's the right word that I want to hear. Sabi ni Lander, ease of access. Walang hassle. So imagine, pupunta ka ng Hong Kong, mag-jeep ka. Eh wala namang ganong route or wala namang ganong tawag dito, mode of transportation na jeep lang makakapunta ka na ng Hong Kong. But by using plane lang. That's what we called improve transportation class. By having world tourism, by having global tourism, we can travel from different countries and other countries using the improved transportation. Nung unang panahon, ang ginagamit lang ng mga tao for them to travel from one place to another is their barefoot or yung mga paa nila. Naglalakad lang sila. But in order for them to reach their destinations, it will take hours, days, and even years bago sila makarating doon. But nowadays, through improved transportation, even a span of an hour or 2 hours, pwede na nating marating ang ibang bansa. When you go to Taiwan, it's just 1 hour and 45-minute flight. When you go to Singapore, um, that's a less than 45 minutes to 1 hour flight. If you want to go to Singapore, going to Malaysia, magte-train ka lang or magbabas ka lang, makakarating ka na. That's how world and global tourism work through improved transportation. So I want you to watch this video about a train in Switzerland. Okay? So as you can see on the video, yung train is traveling from the different cities and sceneries of Switzerland. So you imagine through the improved transportation of this train system, you can see the view and the scenery of the different destination while exploring and enjoying the services being offered of the employees who are working in this kind of transportation. That's how one of the factors of global and world tourism improve our transportation system. Okay, so we can travel anytime we want. Have you guys went to Ilocos or La Union? Raise your hand. Have you guys went to Ilocos or La Union by car? Not yet? Okay. So nowadays, class, kapag meron kayong friendships or tropa, may car lang kayo or may four wheels lang kayo and you have enough money and gasoline or whatever, kahit over the weekend, makakapunta kayo. Kasi you have your mode of transportation. Compare natin before, during prehistoric era, hindi natin yun magagawa. Kasi wala pa tayong mode of transportation during those days. Another example is yung cruise lines. We can travel from different cities by sea through cruise lines or through cruising. Okay, that's improved transportation. Do you follow? Am I fast or okay lang? Can I get a reaction? Okay. Moving forward, next factor is technology. Okay, I believe you are all have your cell phones. You are having your own social media account. Sino dito may TikTok? Can you raise your hand or give me a reaction? Okay, see Amy. Amy, can I ask you something? Can you hear me? Okay. Do you have a TikTok account? Okay. Do you experience sometimes or there are times na nagbabrowse ka lang sa TikTok, nakarating ka na sa iba't ibang lugar?
Opo, ma'am. And maganda rin pong feature yung TikTok since parang yung mga ibang lugar po na hindi pa namin napupuntahan. Siyempre po, pag nakikita namin through social media like TikTok, parang nai-engganyo po kami pumunta.
Very good. Perfect. Alam nyo, Wala. I'm just being excited teaching you because you have a lot of knowledge nowadays. So very good, Amy. Thank you very much. So correct, class. As mentioned by Amy, through technology nowadays, we can reach a certain destinations through our screens. Kahit hindi pa natin yun napupuntahan, pwede na natin siyang makita or ma-check. Pwede na natin siyang ma-surveillance. Pwede na tayo magkaroon ng virtual guide. And nakikita na natin yung magiging itsura niya pag pumunta tayo doon. However, syempre, meron ding downside because sometimes there are expectations versus reality. But through technology nowadays, class, pinapabilis niya yung decision making natin. Kasi halimbawa, nag-isip tayo, ay, punta kaya ako ng Boracay. Nung unang panahon, bago tayo makapag-decide when we are going to Boracay, kailangan pa nating pumunta sa travel agency or pumunta sa office ng mga ng tour operator. Kasi doon lang nag-o-offer. But nowadays, you can book your own flight, you can book your own hotel, you can book your own activities using your phone. Ida-download nyo lang yung mga applications. That's how the influence and technology works for the global tourism or for the world tourism. Try nyo minsan sa TikTok mag-search kayo unusual places on earth. Lalabas doon yung mga attractions na unusual na akala natin hindi siya nag-e-exist on earth. But when we see it on the social media pages, nag-e-exist pala siya. And tama yung sabi ni Amy na nagkakaroon tayo ng sense of excitement and sense of curiosity na napupush tayo and namomotivate tayo na puntahan yung lugar na yun. Kasi nga, based doon sa reviews and sa feedback na nakikita natin, ay okay pala siya. Okay, so can you watch this video as an example of technology?
Envision a future where artificial intelligence streamlines your travel experience. Personalized itineraries are created seamlessly, tailored to your interests and budget, unlocking unique experiences. You're guided to popular local eateries and shops, catered to your taste and dietary requirements. Language barriers become a thing of the past with real-time translation services, and cultural understanding is enhanced with AI art and museum guides. Sentiment analysis helps businesses cater better to your needs, while AI-powered photography ensures you capture those unforgettable moments. Augmented reality overlays helpful information on your surroundings, and virtual reality trains hospitality to anticipate your needs. Check-in at hotels becomes a breeze with facial recognition. The future of AI in tourism and hospitality is not just a possibility, it's unfolding before our eyes.
So that is correct, class. Those are the technologies that are existing nowadays. When you go to different hotels, meron na silang mga facial recognition. Hindi mo na kailangan ng keycard. When you go to an airline or to an airport, yung baggage mo, pwede ka nang mag-online check-in. Hindi mo na kailangan pumila ng mahaba. Another example is yung mga virtual realities. And if nakapunta na kayo sa Mall of Asia Complex or sa 13, yung meron dun yung parang isang gaming area na susuotan kayo ng lens tapos may makikita kayo doon na different scenarios. Yung iba nga doon parang meron pang nakikipaglaban sa mga zombie or nakikipag adventure. So does anyone experience that, the virtual reality? Yung merong nilalagay na lens sa mata tapos para kang ewan kasi nagwawala ka doon or kala mo mahuhulog ka pero ano lang siya, animations lang. Okay, so that's how technology works. Next.
Envision a
Next is economic development. When we say economic development, as more countries become economically developed, people have more disposable income to spend on leisure activities like travel. Meaning, habang tumataas yung kalidad ng isang ekonomiya ng isang bansa, kapag maraming nagkakaroon ng trabaho, mas maraming opportunity na kumita ng pera or ng cost of ng income. So, pag mas maraming income, pag mas malaki yung income, ibig sabihin, mas may enough money yung mga tao na makapag-travel. Okay? That's the only simple explanation of economic development. So, for example, few years from now, you'll become a flight attendant or cabin crew in the future. So, syempre, you are earning your own money. Since you are earning your own money, you have your own income. Since you have your own income, and then you have a chance to travel and spend money on the things that you want or on the things that you preferred. Okay? Because you are already economically developed. Kasi nagkaroon ka na ng work. Meron ka ng disposable income. But I have a questions on this. May I call on Christian Manzo? Are you there, Christian? Okay. My question, Christian, is there are two families, for example. Family A, meron siyang 5 kids. Family B, meron siyang 3 kids. Both of them earning 50,000 a month. Who do you think are more economically developed between the two families?
Family B po.
Why do you think so? Bakit? Si family B.
Since mas less yung anak nila,
Okay.
less gastos din.
And then?
And compare po sa family A, mas family, edi mas more expense din po.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Christian. So, correct, class. Since si family B, lessen yung children, edi mas maraming disposable income na matitira. Considering na ang kanilang kinukonsider lang is yung children nila. Okay? So, the more disposable income that you have, the more income na meron kang masuspend sa iyong leisure activity or sa iyong travel activity. So, according to research nowadays, most number of travelers are those people na retirees. Okay? Why? Because they have already their disposable income, meaning they already settled their responsibilities during their younger years, and then since retired na nga sila and meron na silang pensions, specifically yung mga American citizen or mga European people, then they have a lot of disposable income to spend. Next, cultural exchange. Okay, so what do we mean when we say cultural exchange? When we say cultural exchange, class, we are traveling from different places or different countries to experience their culture, their traditions, their belief, ano yung mga paniniwala nila, ano yung religion nila, ano yung nakaugalian nila. Can anyone share to me one of your, baka meron sa inyo, anyone who wants to share your experience na nakapunta kayo sa isang lugar and then namulat kayo on their belief or meron kayong nakuha sa kanila na culture. Ganito pala sa kanila. Ganito pala yung ginagawa nila. Anyone who wants to share? Kahit local lang, just to give an example. Anyone from the group? Nan? Okay, Nan. Sige. I'll be giving you an example. One of the best example of this is this video.
One by one. Hello.
Okay, so class, this is an example of cultural exchange, meaning this white person or this is an American woman who went to a South African tribe. Okay, as you can see on the video, sabay silang umiinom nung drink dun sa iisang lata. Now, ito yung kultura ng South Africa na ito, na tribe na ito, kung saan in order for them to show their hospitality or yung welcoming nila sa kanilang bisita, umiinom sila ng sabay sa iisang baso just to show na yung bisita na yon ay welcome sa kanilang tribo or masaya sila na pumunta or nakihalubilo yung tourist sa kanila. That's how cultural exchange works. Okay, in global tourism, when we are traveling to different countries, we are being exposed to their cultures and traditions. So, meaning we should respect those cultures and traditions. So, for example, when you go to European countries, especially yung mga liberated countries class, sa mga beaches nila, ang nakasanayan nila or tradition nila is wala talaga silang suot or wala talaga silang swimsuit or swimwear, and that's fine with them. But for us who are traditional country, pag pumunta tayo doon, magugulat tayo. Makukulture shock tayo. Kasi ay, bakit ganun? Wala silang damit. But for them, that's their culture and that's fine. So that's how global tourism transform our mind setting. Kasi minumulat niya tayo sa different possibilities na hindi lang pala yung kultura namin yung nag-e-exist. Meron pa palang other culture na nag-e-exist. Okay? So, that's how cultural exchange work. One of the best, another example is sa Japan. Sa Japan, class, the lower the bow, the respectful you are. Okay? So, mas mababa yung pagbow mo or pagbati mo, ibig sabihin, mas respectful ka. So, yun yung cultural exchange. Next. Next is natural attraction. So, when we say natural attraction, these are the attractions created by our creator or our God or kung sino man yung nag-create ng pinaniniwalaan natin sa bawat religions natin. So, people are traveling to see different wonders of the world. The mountain, the beaches, the wildlife, which we can only be found in a certain parts of the world. Kaya nga ngayon currently meron na tayong 8 wonders of the world. And nasa atin yung isa doon, which is yung Puerto Princesa underground river. So, natural attractions are part of global tourism. Kasi nagta-travel yung mga tao to see different destinations around the world. So, for example, gusto mong makita yung glacier. So, saan ka pupunta? You'll go to Iceland. Okay? So, madidiscuss nyo yan during your presentation. Kunwari, gusto mong makita yung Santorini. Okay? So, saan ka pupunta? You'll go to Greece. Okay? So, you'll discuss it on your presentation. So, those are natural attractions that became a motivation for people to travel from different destinations. Now, if I will ask you, Gail Mojica, where specifically a country na gusto mong puntahan para makita mo ang specific attraction? Saan? Why? Yung mountain ba ng Toblerone? Okay. Tama ba? Okay, but that's a natural attraction. Okay, Switzerland. So for Gail, Switzerland yung gusto niyang puntahan kasi meron siyang certain natural attraction na gusto niyang puntahan doon sa bansa na yon. How about Cassandra May? Why? Okay, so does it mean ba na you're a night owl? So you want a long evening or you just want to experience it? Okay, very good. Next. Yeah, the Aurora Borealis. So yon. So yung Aurora Borealis daw, when you went to Norway, you are very special lucky person, especially when you have a wish and nagpakita siya sa'yo when you are asking for your wish. And your wish will be granted when the Aurora Borealis will come up when you go there. So, hindi naman daw kasi siya lagi nagpapakita kasi meron lang siyang season or meron lang siyang timing. So, very good. So, those are natural attractions. So, I'll show you these videos. This is some of the example of the natural attractions.
Let's wander the islands of Coron, Palawan. Take a ride through the jagged limestone cliffs that date back to the Jurassic era. Look at that water! Hop around breathtaking island landscapes you'd only see on screensavers. Or visit the island towns that carry a wealth of local history. There isn't a corner of Coron that doesn't take your breath away. But hold your breath for your next virtual tour. Let's wander.
All right.
Let's
So, that's how natural attractions work. Next is business travel. People who are traveling for the purpose of business are part of the factors of global and world tourism. Why? Because they contribute to the growth of global tourism. Sa tingin nyo, paano nagko-contribute, class, ang mga business travelers kapag nagta-travel sila abroad sa global tourism? Anyone? How they can contribute to our economy, to global tourism when they are traveling abroad? None? Lalin.
Based on experience po, so I work as a virtual assistant po and I have a boss there
Okay.
who works in real estate and he owns multiple properties in Wimberley, Texas, Dripping Springs, Texas. And once po, nagkaroon kami ng project na kailangan po namin mag-source ng mga furnitures from China kasi sila po yung mga mabababa magbigay and mataas yung quality.
Yes.
So, para po makita niya kung all goods po yung mga furnitures, he went there personally para makipag-usap sa mga suppliers. And I think nag-contribute po siya in a way na nagkaroon po ng transaction sa China which contributes po sa China and also nagkaroon din po ng impact dun sa pag-travel niya kasi gumamit or nagkaroon po siya ng expenses ng pag-travel going from US to China.
Okay, very well said, Lalaine. Congratulations. Very good. So, correct, class. That's the perfect answer for the question. Why? Nag-travel yung boss ni Lalaine from his country going to China, and traveling there is incurred a lot of expenses, which is plane, accommodation, food, activities. He spent money for whatever reasons or purposes. Then, nakapag-contribute siya sa global tourism because of business traveling. Nag-travel siya because of the purpose of business kasi i-check niya yung mga furniture, yung mga quality. And while checking the quality of that, nag-spend siya ng money para makapunta siya sa China. So, thank you, Lalaine. Next. Next class is political stability. When we say political stability, yung safety and security ng mga turista doon sa lugar na yon in terms of politics or kung may conflict ang mga magkakalabang angkan or ang magkakalabang dynasty or political parties, then walang peace and order dun sa bansa na yon. So for example, sa Israel, sa Libya, sa Afghanistan, magta-travel ba kayo doon? Kung alam nyo na merong rivals or war na ongoing doon. Syempre hindi, kasi too risky siya. So that's why kino-consider din natin or factor din yung political stability sa world tourism. Especially doon sa mga bansa na nakakaranas ng war or nakakaranas ng terrorism. Walang masyadong tourist activity or tourism activity sa kanila due to security reason or due to security constraint. So, I will give you one of the best example of this which I experienced firsthand. This is before a pandemic. Bago mag-lockdown, class, we went to Hong Kong even though we know that meron doong ongoing rally about their political stability. Ibig sabihin, nag-aaway yung Communist Party ng Hong Kong government or Hong Kong Republic para doon sa kanilang freedom or sa kanilang kasarinlan. Now, dahil makulit kami, we still went there to travel. Then, bago, yung date na yon is 3 days before mag-lockdown, the pandemic. Okay? So, doble yung na-experience namin when we went there. Nakita namin doon talagang nagbabatuhan sila ng tear gas, merong rally, and hindi kami pwedeng magstay in a specific place for a longer of hours. Pag sinabing 30 minutes lang kasi may magkakaroon na namang rally doon. So, yun yung naabutan namin that time. That's how political stability works. If unstable ang isang political parties in a certain countries, then affected yung kanilang tourism activities. So, this is the news yung nangyari doon sa Hong Kong way back 2019.
11 people were arrested during Wednesday's demonstrations. Admitted slavery demonstrated in China. They also galvanized by protester images and tributes all along the
Okay, so I will stop there. So that's how political stability work, class. Next. Next is marketing and promotion. When we say marketing and promotion, you are persuading the tourist or the customer to travel and experience the destinations and activities that you are offering within your country. Kinakampanya mo. Now, why do you think marketing and promotion is very beneficial to a certain country? Anyone, class? Anyone who wants to share his insight or her insight? Why do you think marketing and promotion is important in a certain country? Ako tatawag. Oh, aside from Amy. Aside from Lalene, Jella. Ay, hindi. Si Shamaira. Yes, loud and clear.
makilala po yung isang lugar po para po ma-engage din po yung ibang tao na pumunta po dito.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Shamaira, Shane. So, correct, class. Para mas makilala yung lugar ninyo or yung country ninyo. Para mas maraming tao yung maka-reach na, ay, meron palang ganitong attraction sa inyo or meron palang ganyang destination sa bansa nyo. Pupunta ako or we will try those kinds of activities. Feeling ko naman, all of us experience this, especially kapag may nakikita tayo sa social media, lalo na dito sa atin kapag may trending na coffee shop, may mga Instagrammable places, mayroong mga Instagrammable destinations, we try to go there and experience those activities or those attractions. Ang pinaka-trending nga, siguro nung last December is, nakapunta na ba kayo ng Hiraya, Starbucks? Not yet. Yes. Okay. Merong no, merong yes. Until now, hindi ko pa rin siya napupuntahan. Why? Sobrang haba lagi ng pila. Even though we went there, we go there midnight, 10 p.m., weekdays, weekend, ang haba pa din. Why? Because it is well promoted and it is well marketed. Kasi nga yung scenery ng Taal, yung view ng Taal, maganda. And the place is very cozy, very Instagrammable, and trending nga din kasi siya. Because we have this kind of attitude na, hindi naman lahat, pero karaniwan, pag trending, gusto natin sabay sa bandwagon. Okay? Or sabi nga nila, yung word nowadays is cloud chaser or cloud chasing na kailangan sabay tayo sa uso. That's how marketing and promotion works in global tourism. We need to promote and campaign our countries para mas makilala siya. Makita yung mga destination. Okay? Ito yung isang best example ng marketing promotion ng isang vlogger sa TikTok kung saan gumawa siya ng marketing ad para sa Mindanao. Feel the goosebumps, especially when you are a tourism professional and you embodied this course, this program, ma-flourish yung heart mo because you are looking forward to visit these kinds of places. That's how marketing and promotion works. Ma'am, bakit po Mindanao yung pinapakita nyo? Global tourism po tayo. Take note, Philippines is also part of the global tourism as a country. We are promoting our country to other tourists around the world. That's why I am showing it to you. I am showing this marketing promotion. Bakit hindi ibang bansa muna yung pinapakita ko? Because you'll be the one to show it to me during your presentation. Philippines, hindi na natin to i-report kasi nga, you already you done the Philippine tourism. Okay? Next. So, we are done with the different factors. Now naman, class, is bakit mahalaga ang global tourism? Why is it important? Okay, so una, economic benefits. Second, cultural exchange. Third, environmental benefit. Fourth, education and personal growth. Fifth, peace and understanding. Sixth, infrastructure development. Next is job creation. And lastly, second to the last, investment opportunities, innovation, and creativity. This will be quick. And improve quality of life. So, discuss natin isa-isa. Economic benefits. When we say economic benefits, class, yung global tourism, class, is nakakatulong para dagdagan or para magbigay sa kita ng isang bansa. So, ang tourism, class, isa tayo sa sektor ng lipunan na may pinakamalaking contribution sa revenue ng bansa natin or ng iba't ibang bansa because it provides a lot of opportunities not only in one aspect but in different aspects. Ang dami yung opportunities in the future. You can work in an airline, you can work in a hotel, you can work in events, in a restaurant, in tour guiding, in a travel agency, so on and so forth. There are a lot of opportunities from you. Now, economic benefits in 2019 class, we contributed 10.4% sa total GDP natin. Ibig sabihin, sa kabuoang kita ng mundo, for 10.4% nun galing sa tourism sector or sa global tourism. Kasi nga, millions and billions of people are traveling from one place to another each and every day. Okay? Dadagdag pa kayo in the next coming years when you become professional because I'm sure you'll become a flight attendant, you'll become a front office manager, you'll become a director in the future, you'll work in the cruise lines, then you will travel and you will be contributed to the economic benefits of our country. Okay? Next. Next is cultural exchange. I already explain it later, but I want someone to explain it again now. Why do you think global tourism is significant in terms of cultural exchange? Anyone? Aside from Lalin, I am noting your recitation, everyone. I want another name. Nan, aside from Jella, other names. Cultural exchange, bakit siya mahalaga or bakit siya significant sa tourism? Ila.
Am I audible?
Yes, loud and clear.
For me po, it is important, especially po, we'll get to know their different cultures and beliefs. And we all know naman po na most of us wants to become a cabin crew or to work in a service industry. And by doing so, marami po tayong pwedeng maka-interact na iba't ibang tao with different cultures and by simply trying to understand or by simply trying to understand po this lesson is parang it will open our eyes po on how to handle things kapag may certain situation po na nangyari in a very professional way po.
Okay, thank you very much for the very whole-rounded explanation, Ila. You know what? It is very flourishing to my heart when I am hearing all of your explanation because you have a lot of knowledges in terms of your communication, sharing your thoughts and opinions, which is very good. So, correct, as mentioned by Ila class, cultural exchange is important kasi nga, when you are aiming to become a flight attendant in the future and you do not want to interact with people, then how are you going to know their culture? How are you going to know their behavior? How are you going to know their traditions? Dapat alam nyo yun. Kasi you're going to interact with them, you're going to connect with them, build a relationship with them as your customer, as your guest. That's why cultural exchange is very beneficial. Next. Next is environmental benefits. So, how do you think global tourism contribute to the sustainability of our natural resources? Paano siya nakakatulong sa pagpe-preserve pangangalaga ng ating environmental resources. Angel.
Am I audible po?
Yes, dear.
Yun po, it benefits din po environmental kasi po, we know naman po na the travel, hindi naman po lahat ng attraction is free. So, the profit po na nakukuha natin from the visitors or from tourists na pupunta sa specific country or sa bansa natin, it also helps to preserve the place, such as maintain it, and yun po, ayusin po yung mga nasisirain po.
Okay, very good, Angel. Thank you. So, tama yung sinabi ni Angel. Not all destinations are free of charge. That's why meron tayong kinukuhang environmental fee. And those fees, yun yung ginagamit natin para i-regulate, i-maintain, and i-enhance yung mga existing natural resources natin, natural parks natin, and wildlife reserves natin. Especially yung mga zoo, diba? If you are familiar with, have you guys already went to Manila Zoo, yung bago? May nakapunta na ba? None? Okay, so you try to visit Manila Zoo nowadays. So, ano na siya, renovated na siya and na-transform na siya. So, doon yung makikita yung environmental benefits because the wildlife or the animals who are there are being taken care of. Okay, aside from that, yung mga environmental benefits na nakukuha natin is yung mga laws and regulations na ginagawa ng ating law people, gumagawa sila ng iba't ibang batas para maprotektahan yung mga different natural resources natin. Okay? Na dapat sundin ng mga turista when they are visiting that places or that vicinities. Next, educational and personal growth. So, paano nakakatulong ang global tourism para maging malawak yung kaalaman ng isang turista or ng isang traveler? Yancy.
Dinig po ako.
Yes, dear.
Nakakatulong po siya for us to have a knowledge po about sa culture and beliefs po nga po ng mga iba't ibang countries po globally, and naiiwasan po doon yung pagtulad po ng discrimination po,
Very good.
and racism po, na ano po natin, nagkakaroon po tayo ng insights about po sa mga beliefs po nila, kung ano po sila, yung mga information po nila, para po aware po tayo na hindi po tayo makakasakit or makaka-hurt po ng feelings po if ever man po may naano po tayo yung mga paniniwala po nila. Ganun po yung ano.
Okay, very good. So, thank you, Yancy. So, correct, Las. As we travel along the way from different countries and regions around the world, marami tayong matutuklasang kultura, traditions, and history nila. And by doing that, mas magiging malawak yung pagtingin natin or yung kaalaman natin na hindi dapat natin sila pinagtatawanan dahil ganun yung tradition nila or yung culture nila. So, I agree with what Yancy mentioned na to avoid racism, na pag white ganito, pag black ganito, or yung mga discrimination na porket Asian ka, dapat hindi ka allowed dito sa country na to, or kapag part ka ng Muslim regions, bakit nagwa-wonder sila, bakit sila nakasuot ng itim na damit, na balot. But while we are traveling, doon natin malalaman, that's why they are wearing those kinds of dresses. That's why they are wearing those clothing because these are their religion. So, mas nagiging educated tayo and mas nag-grow yung knowledges natin towards those kinds of cultures. Next, peace and understanding. When we say peace and understanding, class, nagkakaroon ng linkages ang iba't ibang bansa. Kaya nga meron tayong sineselebrate yung mga United Nations, yung mga visa-free country. Halimbawa, meron kang Philippine passport. So, ilang visa, ilang countries yung pwede mong puntahan na hindi mo kailangan ng visa. For example, meron kang Singaporean passport. Ilang countries yung pwede mong puntahan na pabalik-balik na pwede ka without visa. Kasi nga, meron kayong peace and understanding, meron kayong agreement sa mga bansang yon. Okay? Next. How about infrastructure development? So, paano naman nakakatulong? O ano naman yung importance and benefits ng infrastructure development sa global tourism? Aside from the two, infrastructure development class. Sige, Lalin.
Ayun po. So, if, kunyari po sa
Excuse me.
developed communities, meron pong, medyo sumikat na po siya. So, pupuntahan po siya ng mga tao and, syempre po pag pumunta sila doon, mag-spend po sila, which is contribution po sa economic, state po ng community na yun. And, yung mga funds po na yun, pwede nilang gamitin to build infrastructures, to keep tourists coming, and to improve, yung buildings, yung roads nila, para mas maging accessible po sila for the tourists.
Okay, thank you very much, Lalene. You are very knowledgeable with the topics. I believe you are, since you already have your experience doing the virtual works. So, correct, as mentioned by Lalene class, infrastructure development really helps the people in the community, especially yung mga less access communities na bihirang mapuntahan ng tourist. And yung mga pumupuntang tourist din, doon naman is nagsispend ng money. And those money na ini-spend nila, yun yung ginagamit ng LGUs or ng government to build roads, airports, and public transportation. Way back before, siguro wala pa tayo or wala pa kayo, ang Cavite, less developed pa siya. Wala pa siyang masyadong highways, buildings, but nowadays, Cavite is one of the booming provinces in the country. Okay? Another here sa infrastructure development is yung United Arab Emirates. As you can see their videos and photos online, meron silang different highways, railroads, and super daming buildings, which really contributed to their global tourism. There are a lot of millions of tourists traveling to their countries every day. That's why their infrastructure development are continuously improving and getting bigger and bigger. Okay? Next. Job creation. So anyone who can explain this, how global tourism contributes job creation to people? Anyone? I want you to stimulate your brain, class. I want you to speak. Ako tatawag. May I call on other names aside from raising their hands? Okay, Ganarial. Ganarial Aliyah. Yes, dear. Loud and clear.
Sa hotel po, like
Okay.
marami po siyang, yung tourism po madaming contribution for jobs, like sa hotel nga po din yung sa mga travel agencies, din sa transportations po, yung ang dami niya pong opportunities na natatawa.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Ganarial Aliyah. So, correct, class. Job creation is really a hot spot of the world and global tourism because it creates a lot of jobs from different sectors. Kahit hindi nga sa hotel kahit yung mga corporate jobs, you can be part of back of the house, sales and marketing, business development, marketing and promotion because you are tourism management. And part siya ng inyong rationale as the program. Now, one more question. May I call on Gail Mojica? Gail, if I will ask you if you're given a chance to choose your job in the future, where it will be and why?
Yung job po.
Yes.
Ano po, sa hotel po.
Where specifically in a hotel?
Okada po.
What position?
Front desk po.
Why?
Kasi po ano po, ay miss yung isa po pala yung
Ano isa? Nakalimutan.
yung second po sa front desk po, yung sa may
Bellman? Beldes?
hindi po, yung isa pa po.
Concierge? Okay, concierge.
po kasi po ano, mas mas madami ito pong binibigay na
Incentives. Yes. Okay. Okay. Trajectory niya na yung kita, which is good, Gail. Okay. Correct, class. In Okada, Manila, the incentives and the compensation of concierge people are much more higher compared with other hotels in the metro. One of my classmates, before work as a concierge in Okada. So, she earns. Ang ginagawa kasi ng concierge, meron kayong assignment of duties. Meaning, pag concierge ka, may maa-assign sa inyo na parang, may lounge kasi ang Okada sa airport, tapos may susunduin kayong mga VIP, which is yun yung mga laging nagkakasino. Okay? So, depende kung saan ka ma-assign sa concierge part. So, yung kanya, ganun yung assignment niya. And she earns around 50 to 60 a month plus the tip na nakukuha niya for the VIP assistance during the entire stay of those business people. So, that's how job create. Thank you, Gail, for sharing your aspirations in the future. So that's how job creation is related to global tourism, because we cater a lot of foreigners, we cater a lot of people coming from different countries around the world. Even though nandito ka sa Pilipinas, you are working a hotel here in the Philippines, but you will encounter people who are foreign or living abroad. Okay? Next. Investment opportunities. What do you think? How investment opportunities work in a global tourism? Paano to nagke-create ng opportunity sa isang bansa? Anyone? Aside from Lalene, aside from Amy. Ito, Soriano, Lay.
For example po, kapag nag-invest ka po sa mga infrastructure katulad po ng mga airport,
Okay.
facilities, tsaka yung mga roads po, mas nagiging mas napapalakas na po yung access ng mga
Tourists.
po, mas nagiging less hassle po. At sa mga hotel din po, pag nag-invest ka para mapaganda po yung mga hotel, resort, mas marami pong pumupuntang tourists and mas madami din pong
Income generation. Okay. Okay, very good, Lay. Okay, very good, Lay. Thank you. So, correct, class. When we say investment opportunities, we are linking ourselves, or we are doing partnership and agreements with different investors around the world na magtayo ng different infrastructure, hotel, resorts, airline, casino dito sa bansa natin para magkaroon ng different opportunities. For example, katulad ng Okada, wala naman yan dati, 'di ba? Katatayo lang yan, bago lang yan. So, si Mr. Okada, yung Japanese na may-ari, nag-invest siya dito sa Philippines, nagtayo siya ng hotel, casino hotel. So, it create a lot of jobs for our people. It create a lot of opportunities for the market. And it stimulate our economic growth because a lot of foreigners are going to Okada to do casino, to experience their leisure, their recreations. That's how investment opportunities work. Another example, yung mga tinatayo dito sa atin na mga Calax, ano pa ba? Ano ba yung mga bago? Esitex, TPLEX. So, those expressways are part of investment opportunities na binuo ng government natin in cooperation with different investors. And those facilities ang makakatulong to boost our tourism activities. Why? Because foreigners are coming in our countries to visit our destinations kasi okay na yung mga daan, accessible na siya, meron ng mataas na Wi-Fi connectivity, there are a lot of hotel, there are a lot of casinos, so on and so forth. That's how investment opportunities works. Okay? Next, innovation and creativity. Ito very timely sa atin. Mga aesthetic, di ba? Mga aesthetic or mga Instagrammable. Anyone who can explain to me innovation and creativity in terms of global tourism or world tourism? Anyone from the group? Ayan. Gabriel.
For me po, in my understanding, innovation and creativity is very much linked with tourism. Kasi as tourism involves, as time involves, people's needs changes.
Yes.
Their interests always change and trends
Very good.
always evolve.
Correct.
So the tourism industry has to keep up with that, and in order for them to be more successful, in order for them to meet with people's needs, and in order for them to attract more investors and more income for their sector. Yun lang.
Okay, very good, Gabriel. Thank you. So, correct, class. I just want to highlight yung sinabi ni Gabriel na changes is inevitable. Okay? Change is the only permanent thing in the world. We need to innovate and we need to create something new. Kasi pag hindi tayo nag-create ng something na bago at pinanatili natin yung luma or yung traditional na nakasanayan natin, maiiwanan tayo. Magiging obsolete tayo. Okay? Yung mga hotels, coffee shop, nagtatransform na sila to Instagrammable, to being aesthetic. Okay? So, kung ikaw, part ka ng owner ng isang hotel and hindi mo i-improve ang iyong facilities, ang iyong equipment, ang iyong people, ang iyong services, then mapag-iiwanan ka. Magiging obsolete ka. Same with people na I remember when we were in college, we are not aesthetic, we are jejemon. Okay? But nowadays, you as a student, as I see students mingling or what do you call this? Roaming around in the university, you are very aesthetic. Why? Because you already improve yourself. Hindi ka na nagstay dun sa traditional na nakasanayan. You develop, you innovate, you create, and you enhance in order for you to become part of the development para hindi ka maiwanan or mapaghulihan. That's how innovation and creativity links to global tourism. Same with our attraction, same with our destination. Kailangan natin siyang panatilihing i-develop, i-enhance, protektahan para balik-balikan siya ng turista. Kasi kung papabayaan natin siya or iiwanan natin siya, as times goes by, masisira siya. And kapag nasira siya, then wala nang tourist na pupunta sa kanya. Kapag wala nang tourist na pumunta, then no income, no travel, no people, no job. That's how it will work. Domino effect. Okay? Next, lapit na class. Hold on. Improve quality of life. So, ganun nga, when we say improving quality of life, the more jobs that we can create, the more destinations that we can offer, the more attractions that we can share with a lot of people, the more income and the more employment will be booming. Mas maraming trabaho, mas maraming income, mas maraming pera, then mas tataas yung quality of life natin. So for example, ikaw, pagka-graduate mo, naging flight attendant ka, wala ka pang family, hindi ka breadwinner, all of your income will be yours. Meaning, since marami kang disposable income, marami kang pera, sa'yo lang yung sahod mo, then you can travel in different countries, you can buy whatever you want, you can do whatever you want, your life will become improved. You'll become stable. You'll have your savings. You'll have your investments because you have a job. Okay, that's how global tourism works. Next. This is the last one. Ako na lang yung magdi-discuss nito, class. Global tourism facts and figures. Nasaan na ba tayo nowadays? Ano na ba yung status or yung statistics ng global tourism around the world? Okay, so pakita ko lang, hindi naman to kasama sa quiz class. As of now, pag titingnan mo class, yung tourist arrivals natin, pataas siya. Okay, pero nung nakita, as you can see dito, wait lang ha, tuturo ko. Ito, international tourist arrivals, if you can see on the screen. Nung 2020, bakit sa tingin nyo bagsak ang tourist arrivals natin? Between 2019 to 2020, why do you think bagsak ang tourist arrival? Walang nagta-travel. Shanli.
Because of the pandemic.
Okay, very good. So, pandemic. Bagsak yung ekonomiya, bagsak yung turismo, yung global tourism during these times. Kasi nga, we are not allowed to go outside. We are not allowed to gather with a lot of people because of coronavirus 19. Kasi pinipigilan natin yung transfer ng viruses. That's why bagsak siya ng 2019 to 2020. Lalabas yun, class. Yun lang yung kailangan yung tandaan. Now, regional share. In terms of regional share, class, in terms of tourist arrivals daw, ang pinakamaraming nagta-travel ay galing sa Europa or sa Europe. Okay? Sub-regional, specifically in Europe, under Southern or Mediterranean Europe, yung mga nasa Paris, Italy, England. So, yan. Yun yung mga karaniwan or karamihan ng nagta-travel. Next naman is, in terms of employees in the industries, nasaan ba yung may pinakamaraming empleyado na nagtatrabaho sa tourism? So, according to statistics, this is as of 2022. Tama ba? 2020, pinakamarami is India. Okay? Followed by Japan. And then third, pangatlo tayo ang Philippines. Kasi nga sabi nila, Filipinos are very flexible. Okay? We can adapt in any environment that we are interacting. Okay? So pangatlo tayo. Pero Indian talaga madami, class. Especially when you work abroad. Marami kayong makakasalamuhang Indian. Tsaka sa cruise line, marami din. Yan. Doon sila mostly belong. And lastly, class, yung shares ng tourism global domestic product or yung kita. As of 2022, nakapag-contribute tayo ng 2.5%. Bagsak siya kasi nga dumaan tayo sa pandemic. Pataas pa lang tayo nowadays kasi nagbabawi pa lang tayo. But by region, ang may pinakamataas, Europe pa din. Kasi nga sila yung may mga pinakamadaming nagta-travel. Okay? So, that's the end of our discussion. Can you guys open your camera? Hold on lang. Okay, any questions, clarifications, violent reaction? I hope you learned something today. Can you give me a reaction? All right. Amy, may question? Okay, kindly open your camera so I can take a screenshot. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Smile, everybody. Okay. Alright, so thank you very much, class, for attending our activities today. Sorry, medyo nag-overtime. Hindi naman overtime ka, so medyo late na. But I hope you enjoyed our activity today and our lesson today. I'll see you next week for our next icebreaker game. Good luck and have a nice day. Ako pa magre-report next week, class. Hindi pa kayo. Okay, so good. Have a nice day and happy weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you.